Ooh.
And then I'll go, I always have to work. It's like the first time every time.
Oh, I'm
Working
hearing
out
you.
how to use bloody Zoom
I,
every
I
time.
was I was going through my diary last night of all the stuff I've got to catch up from the New Year's Christmas period, and I've got this massive list. And I'm like, so how do I do that again?
It's
Shit.
funny, eh? How you have to remind yourself.
Yeah. I'd written myself some notes, but I'd missed a couple little key points. So I'm scribbling out, and I'm like, no, that's how you do it, Trish. Like that's the exact steps.
Yeah. Even if you're good with tech, hey, it's just you don't need long
Well, you know,
for your
like
brain to just reset and you're like, I have to figure it
well,
all out.
hypnosis 101, your brain can only house a certain amount of information and then something's got to go. So if you're not using that information, like it's got to go. I had a mate years ago that used to do gorgeous macrame and he was amazing at it. And then I was doing it when I was younger and he's like, "Oh, I could teach you some stuff." And then he's like, "Oh shit, I think I've forgotten how to do it." Like you know and it's not that he doesn't know how to do it, it's just that part of his brain has gone, look, we don't need this right now, let's put that
Yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
there. Going back riding a bike, you're a bit wobbly, then it just kicks in,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
it's
like
cool.
that with Zoom when I haven't used it for a while and it's like, how do you share again?
Or they update it and like, oh, don't move the button, damn it, leave it
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So we are back for 2025. And one of the topics that I presented to Justine was that we want to talk about thriving business, how we do it, and what it actually means, and the projection of it as well. So, yeah. But first,
Normal or not?
this one's a bit interesting, actually, because I had a client years ago that was a massage client do this. So I'll explain more in a minute. Okay. Is it normal or not to date someone based on their star sign?
Not normal.
You reckon?
Well, I don't reckon it's normal. I mean, you're always kind of curious what their star sign is, and you just go, oh, you link it to people that you know just to get
Yeah.
an idea of their personality. But I don't know. I wouldn't think it's normal just based on their star sign. What if they're a dickhead and what their star sign? Oh,
Which
I'll just
star
take
sign
the
is the
other
dickhead star sign? Which one? Which one?
guy. Where do we start?
Well, I had a massage client years ago, and her justification for everything that she ever did that she never got done was because she was a Gemini. Every single time she'd be like, "Oh, I thought about going out in the garden, but I'm a Gemini, a bit lazy, so it doesn't matter."
Excuses, excuses.
And every time, and I don't know how many times she'd use it, and I'd be thinking, I don't think your star sign is that powerful. Like, I've got a feeling like, sure, it may have a little bit of influence, but it's not like the whole kit and caboodle. She'd be like, oh, I just went out for dinner because I couldn't be bothered cooking. It's part of being a Gemini. We're lazy.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
What star sign are you, Trish?
I'm Sagittarian.
Sagittarian. I don't know
So
you.
I'm friend for life. So you're fucked now, okay? It's as simple as that. Friend for life. Don't back me into a corner.
Yeah. I'm a
Yours?
Libra. I did used to use the Libra thing as an excuse. Like
What was
I
that?
always a Libra, like being balanced and fair. And so, like, if someone's a certain way, then I would be a certain way back. And I'm like, well, it's all about balance. Shit on me,
Hmm.
that kind of thing. That's why I was like when I was
Yeah.
a bit younger, but I'd use that as an excuse, a Libra thing
Mm.
of fairness.
Well,
Um,
I'm not technically a Sagittarian because they believe that there's more than 12 star signs. They believe there's 13. And I'm actually the 13th one, which is Octian or something like that. I'd have to look it up. So, and that's only based on the planets and how it all moves and aligns. Like there's actually a 13th star sign. So, yeah. But I'm happy with being Sagittarian.
yeah, and then you've got the male female thing. So like apparently your sun sign for a female doesn't come until later and it's your
Hmm.
sign first. So like I was a Cancer up until the age of 28 or something, and then it
Mm.
switched to my sun sign, which is the Libra.
Yeah, it's way more complex, isn't it?
Yeah, and then when I look at, I think I've got one friend that was the opposite. So I was like the Cancer Libra, and she was a Libra Cancer, and you could actually see it. You could
Wow.
actually see the two differences, how it kind of changed. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, but you see what you want to see too. But yeah,
Yeah, I take it with a grain of curiosity. I really do.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
definitely
when
interesting. Mm.
yeah, when I met John, so his star sign is an Aries, and I remember looking it up on Google, compatibility Sagittarian to Aries, when it comes to your partner, etc. And it's like, okay, but I'm not gonna say, look, I can't date you because you're an Aries. Mm,
Imagine that.
You know?
If someone did say that, I'd have to say it would be quite a big no for dating anyway, because that's
I
someone that's quite strict and stuck in their way.
think a
Do you
red
know what I mean?
flag.
No bend there.
Mm.
But
Can
what
you
if it's like on the end or the cusp of Aries? Will you date me then?
Yeah, or what if you don't want to date me because I'm Sagittarian and you don't like anything that's to do with horses, you
Hmm?
know? Like, because the Sagittarian is a centaur, so
Oh,
it's got the horse body. Like, what?
yes,
Duh.
interesting. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
don't
I
think
don't
it would
think
be
that one's
normal.
normal.
I think the question's a bit rigged though, because like if it was, do you take into account star signs when dating someone? Is that normal? I'd be probably yes, because most people ask. But if it's but based solely on that, I think it would be an interesting personality type if they were doing that. I would be curious
Do you
what
think it
else
would
is
fall
going
into
on in their life.
narcissism, toxicity,
Yeah, I
control
was going to say, what
factors,
else in their life are they that structured? They might,
protection?
I was going to say, they might date someone or dump someone for having the toilet paper around the wrong way. Now, I know people like that.
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
those
they're like,
stories.
that's
Like,
not the right
oh.
way.
Yep, yep. They finally just lost their shit, and that was the crescendo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's talk
That's
about
the right
thriving
way.
business, okay? So, as we head into 2025, there's usually that mentality like, I'm going to get more serious about my business or my weight, or, you have those kind of motivational goals. It kind of comes with that start of the year mentality. I think what I wanted to talk about is, what does a thriving business mean to you? So, not that it's
Yeah.
dollars and you've got thousands of clients, you've got a massive email list. What does it mean to you? So, what does it mean to you?
A thriving business would be a business where you've got customers, for one. For me, the
It
word
helps.
thriving would mean that you've got customers and they're customers that are coming back for more.
Hmm.
So whether that be if it's on social media, it's that you've got real followers, a large amount of followers that are actually curious and engaging with what you put out. That would be thriving.
Hmm.
Um, we're talking about not lost thriving in life, just thriving in business. I would say that it's just continually having income coming in. Do you know what I mean? A
Hmm.
thriving business to me would be one that's consistently growing, consistently moving. So, like, even if you were starting out, a thriving business starting out would be one that's
Hmm.
gaining traction in their mailing list and their following and the stuff that they're putting out. That would be to me a thriving beginner business. And then as it goes on, that momentum keeps going. That's
Hmm.
kind of what I feel by the word thriving. Something that's gaining momentum as it's going. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's definitely something that which takes as we know, and that's probably part of this conversation.
Yeah,
It
but
takes.
what is the number towards thriving? So, for me, one.
Yeah.
Like, my Facebook group, for example, it's got a few thousand people in it. For me personally, the thriving business, that mentality is about bringing the community together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I get one person a month, awesome. If I get one person every 6 months, awesome. That to me is thriving, you know. But we've seen those business models that project, you can become the seven-figure therapist, etc., etc. Hey, I've got my own free training out about that, but I have that social proof behind me as well. But
Yeah.
we've seen those businesses out there that promote that stuff, and then you look at their YouTube and it's like, got like 30 followers.
Yeah.
Like nobody's watching these videos.
I think it's a business model. It's a catchy phrase to get people in.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if it's more the noise factor when it comes to these business. So, you get those people that are the noisier you are on social media, then the better you must be,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you know?
It's like for in our industry, a thriving business is in hypnotherapy. I mean, you can make it a 6 or 7 figure business, not that hard, because I mean, the amount of clients you need to just get an income rolling
Mm,
each week is not a large amount of clients. So it is the kind of business that you can be, working full time in it with a smaller amount of people coming in. You know what I mean?
mm,
The I think the idea of a thriving business in our profession is just having that consistency of
yeah.
money coming in and the consistency of clients. I don't see it as a how much money. Like I've never seen it. Okay, with my clients and with my business, I want to be making this amount of money. It was, do you know what I mean? It didn't have a 6 or 7. That might be quite a new way of talking to in the
Mm.
last few years.
Well,
It's been coming up more and more. Whereas
yeah.
before it was more like how many clients do you need to get in and that kind
Mm.
of thing. So the language has kind of changed to this.
Yeah, it's
Someone
become
must
a
have
bit
just
of a
kind of
fad word.
yeah, yeah. But for me, it's like when you are looking at people, there's people in our field that are really doing it. Like
Hmm.
there's one guy in particular that I think he teaches not just hypnotherapists, he teaches, any kind of business.
Hmm.
And the proof is in the pudding. So the back end, they've got a really good business.
Hmm.
And same with you, Trish, you've been doing it a long time. And when
Mm.
you teach stuff that you've actually implemented in your business
Mm.
yourself.
And I have those stats and
And
facts and
yeah,
statistics
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are kind of starting out and using that model to bring people in. And they could be really good
That's
and
their
really
hook.
educated. Do you know what I mean? But they might be starting out so that their followers and stuff are small. But it is an interesting way of promoting.
Mm. I think also for me was when I posted my New Year's post, where I was like, January, we've got World Hypnotism Day. February, we've got Bohemia Festival. March, we've got the Hypnosis Conference in New Zealand. And I went through like each month and thought about what are the milestones each month that I've already got planned for 2025. And to me, that made my heart grow. Like
Yeah.
I literally was looking at that list going, every 3 weeks, every 3 to 4 weeks, I've got this amazing thing that I get to meet more people with the
Yeah.
communities and have fun. And that to me is thriving. It's all about that community. It's all about that networking. That makes me excited. And that's how we get from month to month to month to month. And all of a sudden it'll be bloody December and we're starting all over again.
We were having that conversation. I was having that conversation with someone the other day because when you are, doing the hypnotherapy and you're seeing clients and it can be quite it's not isolating, but you spend a lot of time with people,
Mm.
but it's
And a lot
not
of
in a
people don't
context of
understand exactly what you do.
it's not a context of being out and about and socializing. And I was looking at different things this year. Like for me, I've got November as well, coming over to you, and we've got
Hmm.
the March conference. And then I was looking at other things that are going on around just to make sure that I've got
Mm.
stuff through the year to look forward to,
Yeah, you
where
got
I
to
can
look
get up
forward to it.
with people that are like-minded,
Mm.
but not
The opportunity to grow.
in your own, yeah, in your own business. Do you know what I mean? Um,
Mm, mm. And it doesn't matter how you grow. One thing that when I first started, I felt it was a self-judgment. And I felt like I was judging myself because I wasn't doing hypnotherapy full time per se. And I was watching all these gurus going, wow, how are you getting all these great results? Is there some secret, remedy or technique that I'm missing out on? Because I've got a couple of clients that are getting results but could have been better or something like that. And the first thing was those people were never talking about their failures. I'm more than happy to talk about the failures to
yeah,
give you a
yeah,
heads up, you know. The second thing also was that when these people were talking, I caught out one of them, which was really high up in our community. And she was talking about one particular client and then projecting another client as if it was another client, and it wasn't. It was the same client in 10 different scenarios. So they were projecting how they had all these clients, but it actually was only one client projected in different ways. And I
Yeah.
started to think, oh, hang on, what? Maybe I'm not doing as badly as possible. And then also, many of them had projected that you have to be a hypnotherapist full time. You can't do anything else, you know? And I do other things as well. Like I go to festivals and do my tea leaf
Yeah, yeah,
readings,
yeah. Yeah,
you
you have
know.
to. Yeah.
I'll go to a seminar and do a talk on past life or how timeline can assist you or how we can alleviate menopause or whatever. It's not just a matter of being the hypnotherapist in the clinic
Yeah,
24/7 as your business
yeah,
model. You have to get out into the community. And
yeah.
if you're not out in the community locally, physically, then you have to apply yourself to online communities and gain that rapport that way. Having a website, that'll help. Absolutely. But having that website, you're also competing with 10,000 others
And
that have
you've got to
just got the
drive
website.
traffic to that website. So you've got to
You
get
do,
people
you
to
do.
the
You don't
website.
just
Yeah,
launch a website and then suddenly you've got customers. You either have to do Facebook ads, Google ads, you have to do Eventbrite events or freebies or something. You have to get yourself out there. You can't just put out a website and then go, why haven't I got any clients? Like you're going to get the occasional dreg that stumbles across it, but to get that consistency, you still have to be applying yourself
yeah,
on
yeah.
some
Yeah.
level. So yeah,
And I
I
do
thought,
find the excitement. Like when I first started, I was so freaking excited
oh, me too. I can help
about
so many
about
people.
what we did that when I went out
Mm.
there, people wanted to do it just because I was like
We had the fix
excited
everything stuff.
to help people. Do you know what I mean? And it was that enthusiasm that got people in to experience it. You
Mm.
know, getting the yeah, how much yeah, I was so like
The
hooked
first
on.
thing I did was because I had lost so much weight with hypnosis and I'd gotten myself out of being homeless and got that money mindset sorted out. The first thing I did was I got some crappy t-shirts from Vistaprint and I wore them as I went for my morning walk
Yeah,
each day, and people would see me regularly and then they'd stop and talk to me because I didn't have the confidence to talk to people. Like, as far as I was concerned, confidence wasn't necessity.
yeah,
And then they'd stop me and talk to me, and that's when I would be like, hey, come for a free consult, etc., etc. And that started building up confidence. And
yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't have to cost thousands of dollars.
yeah, yeah.
Just wear
To
a
show you, I think
t-shirt.
I might have put it on Facebook. My friend Caroline, who's a hypnotherapist, and her friend, they both lost 33 kilos.
Oh,
And so
nice.
whenever we go to festivals, they have these really cool shirts that say hypnotherapy works, and on the back, 33 kilos down, and they both wear it and they're all glittery.
That's
But,
great.
but it's a good talking point, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, because they've
People
tried
always talk
everything
about
else
it.
and failed at it. So why not give something completely out of the box a go
Yeah,
and change it for good?
yeah,
That's a great idea. I love that one. So those of you that are watching, use that. Uh,
yeah,
Even if you did something along the lines, like say you had hypnosis yourself for get yourself out of trauma, you could write on the back of your t-shirt, went from a 10 down to a 0. No more
yeah,
trauma,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know?
God,
So
you could do that for fears and anything, eh?
oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's a really cool idea. Really cool. Now
Mm.
that is how you thrive in business.
Yeah, 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 definitely.
So yeah. So yeah, just basically wanted to express to everybody that when it comes to thriving, it's surfing the wave.
Yeah.
Like even I go through times where I have no clients.
Actually, that's a good point
It
because last
happens.
year I have so many like the members of HNZ messaging me saying, I think I've got a business block or I've got something going on, or maybe this isn't for me anymore. And they say to me, because I've only got three clients. And when I get that, it's really like I always let them know because those weeks, because New Zealand's and everywhere else around the world is having, all businesses are having ups and downs. Like we've got like this apparently biggest recession going on in New Zealand, and
Same
every
in Australia.
business, even it doesn't matter what business you're in, you're seeing the dips, and people are affected financially right now. So,
Hmm.
like, people will be taking it personally that, oh, I've only got three clients, maybe this isn't for me. And I'm like, oh my God, you've
It's
got
not
three clients.
personal.
That's more than most people I've been talking to in the last few weeks. It's
Hmm.
just one of those times, and it just moves in waves. And there are some times, um, and it kind of happens in a whole, like, it's not just one person suddenly gets none. It's like things just go quiet certain times of year. And
Yeah.
it's not taking it personally. It's as long
Mm.
as you're out there doing it, talking to people,
Mm.
emailing. I always say you look after you every week you should nurture the relationship you have with your old clients, and that's by
Mhm.
sending out emails and
Mhm.
good information. You should do something to bring in new clients. That's through communicating with the public, putting stuff out there, social media, however you do it. And then you should focus on your passive income, or ways to bring in money when times are quiet, that
Mm.
just passive
Yeah.
income coming
Yeah.
through. But
Yeah.
it's quite funny in our profession. Yeah, if you have a couple of clients and it goes quiet for a week, people can take it quite personally. Like, this is
Yeah.
you're saying I need to
It
change my
happens to
job.
everyone.
Like, no, no,
Yeah.
this is just life,
Yeah.
and
This is
quite
business.
important
This is
to,
self-employment.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's business, and it's happening for everybody. So it's just you still, and in those times, you take the time that you've got off as the time that you put into the business. You go out and talk to more people, and push, and get it out there. You make more instead of sitting there not happy that you got clients. You put that
Mm.
time into making products, or getting out and talking to more people, or
Educate yourself.
educating. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Like when I first left home, I was on the government payment, so I was on the dole and I was actively searching for work. I couldn't work out why all of these people were on the dole and were not looking for work. And what had happened was I'd watched Dr. Phil on TV, and he said that if you don't have a job and you're on any kind of payment, it is your job to look for a job.
yeah,
And it's the exact same scenario here. If you've got no clients, it's your job to go and network for more clients.
yeah,
That's what your job is. Just because you don't have any clients on the Thursday and Friday doesn't mean that doesn't give you a free pass to watch the Netflix series or to go, oh, I'm just going to mow the lawns and do the washing. No, it's your job to go and get those clients, those customers, level up that business, and then all the washing and mowing the lawns, that's just standard part as if you did have clients.
yeah, 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 yeah. Or
It's your
even
job
just
to still get up, put on
come,
your face, go do the footwork. So
make another recording.
make another recording, level up some of your knowledge towards your web page or whatever. And rather than thinking of why I don't have clients, think of how do I get them and how far I can take this.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
This is your push to do better. Don't take that easy path where you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to go get a job. This is not for me.
yeah, 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 yeah.
That's the cop out, you know.
Mm.
So, should you not date someone because of their star sign?
Well, I think it's odd.
Mm,
Tell me, Trish, what's your worst star sign?
I've no idea.
No,
Oh,
neither.
I'm going to go with my ex. Okay. Oh, no, I probably shouldn't do that because I just don't like him.
But what was his star sign?
He was a Taurus,
I don't know,
the
Taurus.
bull.
I don't know someone that's a Taurus. Don't get offended if you are a
Oh,
Taurus and I'm friends with you. I don't have a good memory.
actually, no, no, I renege on that. I would say Pisces.
Yep.
The only reason is because my sister was hugely into star signs when we were kids, and she would always say everything about Pisces. So Pisces is Pisces that, Pisces something else. And what would annoy the shit out of me was her saying Pisces are such giving people. But then I'd always be like, but what about you? If you don't stop doing this, you're going to burn out. And she'd get the shits up at me. So we'd go out
My
shopping.
mum's a Pisces and she's an incredibly giving person.
Yeah,
And
so she'd
to
be
the
like,
point of
"Oh, I saw
giving out.
this drink bottle for Justine, so I bought it. And I saw this highlighter for Sarah down the road, so I bought it. And I saw this pen, and I've got that for Anthony. Now I've got to go deliver them all because that's what they told me to keep an eye out for." Like she was like, and then you'd say, "Oh, Trish, I'm having a Tupperware party," and she'd be like, "Yep, no worries. Okay, so I've got like 20 friends. I'll write down a list for you. I'll contact them all. When are you doing it? Yep, no worries. We'll do it then." I'd be like, slow, stop it. Like, you can't keep doing this. And it was like that every day. Like, I got to a stage where I was like, whose birthday is it? And what are we doing? And why do we need presents for it? And do they really need that many? Like, you know what I mean?
But
And it was,
that kind of means so if you date a Pisces, they're going to give you lots of stuff and be very giving and they'll be a nice partner.
no, I don't want that. I don't want that. I can do shit on my own. I'm Sagittarian, very independent, you
So
know.
what's John's star sign?
Jonathan Aries.
So
So
what's
that's the ram, I think that is.
isn't that fiery? Isn't Aries like fiery?
Oh,
I
I'd
thought
have
the
to look
ram
that
was
up.
Taurus.
He used to have a cup with it on it. Aries. Is it the ram? I have to look it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is the ram. Yeah, so he's a fire sign as well. You wouldn't know it. I'm fire. You know that one.
But then maybe you kind of like fire and fire. Oh no, fire and fire
Yeah,
was
I used to
like
get told that we were like two volcanoes that would come together and cancel each other out.
and yeah, calm down.
Mm. Yeah, so it's like we see if each other's going to start burning and then go, oh, how do we counteract this? That's right, we need water.
Yeah, yeah,
Water.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Hence to make me
What's
drink
your
water at the
opposite then? Like
conference.
what's the one that you're like, "Eh." I'm going with Pisces.
I don't have one. The only one I used to say when I was younger was Gemini, just because I dated a Gemini and they had definitely had two sides to them.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
like
that's what my client
definite.
had was that personality stuff where she had herself, but then when she didn't want to do something, she was Gemini.
Yeah, well, that's what I learned about Gemini was a two-sided thing, but only because the person that I was dating was a Gemini, and so that's the only one I've been like a bit cautious of. But yeah,
Hey, if you're a
but
Pisces, I'm not going to judge you. I'm way past that
oh,
stage. But yeah, if you keep on giving, pull it in a bit, because you're part of the everybody you're giving to. Okay,
yeah.
remember that. So, yeah. All right, lovelies, we will be back in a fortnight, and you can watch the replay of this video inside of our app and on YouTube as well, and all of our Facebook pages. So we'll catch everybody in the future. Bye bye.
Bye.